international signal of recording.
I thought that was the international signal of fishing. But what I wanted to ask you guys, because not all of you have been here this week, is I know a few of you have seen this, but this is basically all you've done. I don't mean that in a limited sense. I mean, wow, look at all you've done in this year. Japanese sentence structure, group 1, 2, and 3 verbs, state verbs. What else? The possessive no. References kore, sore, are, soko, koko, soko, asoko, etc. The imperative, the te form. E adjectives, na adjectives, adverbs, the volitional, ikimashou, tabumashou. Requests, te kudasai, shinaide kudasai. Te imasu, the present continuous. Potential, so we've done 2 types of potential. Interrogatives like doko desu ka, nan desu ka, dare desu ka, doushite desu ka. Conditional, 2 types of conditional. Well, 3, I suppose, if you count nara as well. Days of the week and days of the month. Tameni yo ni, experience, ta koto ga arimasu. I can't see that. Stating intentions like iku tsumori desu, iku yote desu. Intensifiers, so this was tabe yasui, tabe nikui, easy to eat, not easy to eat, etc. Passive form, causative form, and giving and receiving in quite a lot of detail. So, oh, and the obligative, I must do, shinakereba narimasen. Are there any subjects, especially those of you like, where's Sophie gone? Where are you, Sophie? Oh, there you are. Especially Sophie, Margarita, and Kim, who haven't, oh no, Margarita, you came this week, who haven't been able to do a session this week. Is there any particular areas you'd like me to go over in a little bit more detail? Any questions you'd like to ask? Anything not completely clear that you'd like to have clarified?
There was one when you were the Tamini Yoni, maybe.
Oh God, that's it for Bolton. So the reason why I say that is we had 2 sessions this week of doing Tamini and Yoni in quite a lot of depth. So better to watch them, yeah. Otherwise, otherwise the only thing you'll notice is that each explanation gets slowly different from each other. You think, which one is it then? Yeah. So Tamini Yoni, yeah, I'd watch the sessions. They're quite in detail now. Any other things, guys? What about reading? Oh, yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
So I know that giving receiving also has, like, if you're being taught something or you're given a favor, you also have to include those words into there.
Yeah.
Because if we could practice some of those, because like otherwise I would say, oh, this person taught me, like oshiemasu or something like that. But you have to say, if they taught me, it's oshiete kurete or something. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, we'll do that. Yep. Anything else, guys?
Just practice, I guess.
Just some practice. Yeah, you guys had better come up with something. Otherwise, what I'm going to do, I'm going to read the film script from the film Tenet, and you've got to work out what's going on in the movie. Has anybody seen it?
Maybe a little.
Not backwards.
Yeah.
Interrogatives.
Sorry, one more time. The interrogative.
Yeah, maybe because yes, it's quite easy, but for me at least, now that I'm thinking about, we didn't spend much time on that.
You're
we
right.
just learned the words.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have a go. I'm just going to scoop bits of Christmas cake into my mouth. So if you see a big cloud of icing sugar go up in there, you know that some of it went down the wrong pipe. Okay. All safe. Any other subjects, guys? Sophie, did you got anything you want to cover?
Well, I think we need practice more. It's okay, whatever we do.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Actually,
Yeah.
if it's possible, to the use of koto to change what's come before koto into nouns. How to, because we have learned how to read it, but how to use it.
Sure.
Oh, is that a difficult one?
No, not at all. I'm just waiting for you to mute yourself so I can
Oh, yeah.
unplug my earphones again. Oh dear. Okay, yeah, so we'll do all those, but I'm not going to ask Tom any questions because he's going to mute himself if he does. Okay, let's do te kureru first then. So I think I've got a slide on this. Let's have a quick look. I think it was fairly recent, wasn't it? Oh, it was right by the ageru. Schniffle, schnuffle. No, stay away from Yorni. Ah, Yorni. Yeah, okay, so we did this. Let's just quickly refresh ourselves, guys, on these 4 different scenarios, and then we can bring this into how we say to do something for somebody else. Just close that. Is this the first time to see this for some of you? No? Okay, good. So the 4 scenarios, if you are in the position of topic or subject, then, sorry, of topic rather, and you receive something, then you say the person that it came from, you mark with kara, and then to say I received, not something, not he gave to me, but I received from Choji-san. The 2 words you have is moraimashita and itarakimashita. Okay. If you want to put the giver, the person who's giving you something, into the position of topic, then they are going to do the verb. So they can be marked with either ga or wa. And then you say watashi ni, so into your direction, in your direction. Kuremashita or kudasaimashita. If you put yourself in the back again into the position of the subject or the topic, then the word to give to somebody, for you to give to somebody else, is agemashita or sashi agemashita, which is a bit more polite. And then if you want to report from the other person's perspective, which is, I have to say, quite rare, you say from you, watashi kara present o uketorimashita, uketorimashita. But it's not very common if you are giving a present to somebody to report on it from their perspective. Normally you would say watashi ga something o agemashita. This is the most common one here. Now we can treat this present, we can replace that, we can replace the present or with basically anything in the form of a verb in its te form. Let me just stop sharing a second. So we just need to create the verb in the te form plus, and then you've got the scenarios agemasu, moraimasu, kuremasu, and the one that you don't have to really memorize, uketorimasu, uketorimasu. Now, what we have to be careful of is that we are saying, we're making these sentences, bearing in mind which direction the favor is going to and from. So we can think of the present o moraimashita, present o kurimashita, etc. But we have to be careful that just selecting which one is which. So say, for example, I would say, Kim taught me how to plank, for example. So you guys, as it's your session, you can talk me through the words. So just a second. Kim taught me how to plank. So let's just ask ourselves, who's the subject?
Kim.
Yep.
I'm the subject.
You are the subject. You're always the subject.
I'm always the
and-
victim, yeah.
And what's being verbed? And
Thank
who is the recipient?
I know. Yeah.
Okay, so the subject, we've said Kim's already grabbed that one. So the subject is Kim. He's actually doing the teaching and the giving of the teaching. Who's the recipient? Yep. So we would say everybody except Tom. You can unmute yourselves if you like.
Okay.
And
So how would you say to me?
Watashi no.
Watashi, and
ni.
then ni. Yeah, exactly. Now, what's being verbed? How to plank. How do I say how to plank in Japanese?
Plank no shikata.
Exactly, yeah. Puranku no shikata. So simply, this is suru in the suru in the mass form. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, hey.
Plus kata. Yeah. Okay, so how would I then form? So, Joseph, we're just making te agemasu, te kurimasu, so the giving and receiving of favors or verbs to each other. So how would we make this then? Let's see. Tom, you're at the top. You can go first. Can you do sign language though, please? Japanese sign language. This is a bird. This is a rhino.
Okay, no, it's still too loud, or?
This is a reindeer. No, it's fine. It's okay.
Okay, so I would say Kim-san ga
Kim-san ga.
watashi ni
Yep.
planko no shikata.
Good.
Now we need a particle. Oh,
Good.
and then now I have to choose the. I would say agemashita.
Okay, but this-
Agemashita.
He taught me. He taught.
Agemashita.
No, he taught me.
Oshiete.
Oshiete.
Oh yeah, oshiete, the verb in the te form. Agemashita.
Okay, so this is a good example. Okay, Tom, you can silence yourself again. This is actually incorrect.
No,
So-
not Akemashita. No.
Yeah, so this is saying that Kim gave up towards me, which puts me in a superior position, which I can't say in the sentence. So Kim, what would you say?
I would say kuremashita.
Kurimashita, exactly, yeah. So this means he passed down to me. Kim passed down to me. Kurimashita or kudasaimashita. Yeah, good. Okay, it's worth doing this to make mistakes and then learn, isn't it? Okay, let's do another example. Wayne no. Wayne drove me to the airport last year after the seminar with Matsuoka Sensei in the Netherlands, which was fun, especially the absinthe. Okay, Wayne, all you have to do now is translate this. I'll tell you what, let's make it a little bit easier. I'll take off this bit.
Yay. When-san ga
Wayne, oops, sorry. Wayne san ga
watashi to
Watashi.
Matsuoka sensei ni
uh, got some particle issues here going on, mate.
Yeah.
So he's doing it for me.
Yeah.
You drove me. So it's not watashi to, but watashi
Ni.
ni. Yeah. Okay. So we now there's going to be some space here. Oh God, I can hear myself talking. There's some space here where we're going to put the verb and then this either kurimashita or agemashita or moraimashita at the end. And then in the middle, we've got all this is verb in the te form. We got all this information that we can throw in there in any order we like. So, Matsuoka Sensei's seminar in the Netherlands after it.
Matsuoka Sensei.
Yep.
Holland.
So Matsuoka Sensei, this is now being left hanging.
No.
Good.
Holland seminar.
Good. Yeah. But you call it Netherlands seminar.
Yeah.
I was led to believe that Netherlands are not equal to Holland.
I think they use Netherlands now, but I don't know how Japanese say it. Still Holland or Netherlands?
Ah, sorry. So they would normally say Hollander, but it's my sincere belief that you should teach them that they are not the same thing. So you should call it Nederland or. But that's also in all opportunities. Remind them that Holland is not the Netherlands. Yeah.
I think Holland is part of the Netherlands, but Netherlands is not part of Holland. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
Yeah. So Matsuoka Sensei, not Nederland.
No.
Good.
Seminar.
Let's call it a Koshukai so that Andre doesn't.
Koshukai. Right.
Now,
after.
So Koshukai, atode is indeed after, but there should be a particle connecting these together.
Ga?
No, it's not atode. So anytime you
not
have,
after.
Yeah, anytime you have after xxxx something, then this would be, you say this as xxxx, just for, not atode. Or I think you can also say atoni as well. Most people say atode. No, atode. Okay, and then drove me to the airport.
Kukoni.
Kukoni, good.
운転.
Yep.
시켰다. No, that's wrong.
We've got this te ageru, te morao, te kureru, te uketoriru. Unten. Go on, go for it, go for it, go for it, do it, go. Everybody's pushing you on. Go on, you can do it. Unten shi. Constantina's yelling at the microphone.
I can't see her.
Oh. She's shouting out, ta, ta, ta. Okay, good. And then which of the giving receiving verbs would you use?
I think in this case I'll use kuremasu.
Kuremasu, exactly. And as it's in the past tense.
Kuremashita.
Kuremashita, exactly, yeah. Wayne-san ga watashi ni Matsuoka Sensei no Nederlando no Koshukai no ato de kukou ni unten shite kurimashita. Perfect. This is it. Good. Any questions, guys? No. Okay. Let's do a couple more, and we'll change the format slightly. So I'll say Konstantina ga. Sorry. Should I do it in English first, rather than telling you the Japanese answer and asking you to translate to Japanese? How about Konstantina Okay. I was told a joke. Really funny joke by Constantina in Athens during the EIC. Was that last year? It's still last year, wasn't it? Yeah, last year. Okay, Constantina, this is your one.
Okay. I was told a really funny joke. Okay. Kostadinaga.
Okay, you could go this way.
Or should I start with the second part?
Well, it's just that you can keep doing this Constantine. So the person who's doing it, you can keep making them the subjects and saying Kurimashita. But I've intentionally changed the format of the sentence to put me as the subject.
Okay. What is he doing, Kim?
Now Kim's yelling at you.
No, I'm trying to do it.
Okay. Yeah. For the during, what we say? If I say attenani or de. Because we are doing something. Okay. I have as during Nagara.
You can do that with verbs. In fact, you can do Nagara with verbs, and you can do this other thing with verbs. But if you want to say during a particular thing, during a lesson, during a period, during a year, then you say basically the period, whatever it is, no aida ni. This means no aida means within that time.
Okay. So I can say attended the European Niado Championship. No, Aidani.
So I'm not allowed to say European Idol Championship because Andre throws things at my head. So we'll learn how to say this in Japanese. So all European is Oshu. Sorry, is it Oshu? Anybody who speaks Chinese?
Oshu. I think
it is
both are long vowel.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Oshu Iaido Taikai. There's another word that should go in here, isn't there? Oshu.
No, Iaido no Taikai.
Oshu Iaido Taikai is okay, actually, like this.
Okay. Oshu Iaido. Okay. I think Iaido Taikai. Do we need to put any particle here, like wa?
It's true, isn't it?
Yes, true. I thought we already put it. No Aidani.
Good.
No Aidani. Kostadina ni? No.
What about
last year, Senshu. No, this is last week. Last year, so Kyonen.
Good. Yeah. Excellent. Good.
Okay. It's a little bit messy, but I will find it.
That's all right.
Kyonen. Wow.
Just Piotr. Just Kyonen is fine.
Okay.
Kyonen wa is also fine.
Okay.
Piotr, we're doing te agimasu, te moraimasu, te kurimasu.
Hanaste to me was saying to me. So agemasu
is all of your. This means to speak. So I'm assuming by this, but everything you say It's a really funny joke.
Quite.
Constantina spoke to me last year. It was really funny, as it always is.
I think it's the pitch of the voice that makes everything so hilarious.
So a really funny joke. Motto means more. Means more. But
Hoto.
really funny is
Honto.
oh shoot, arigato ne. Let's do mecha. Mecha.
Mecha.
Yeah.
Mecha.
This is like totemo, but it's a little bit less. Well, it's quite a lot less formal than
It's
totemo.
double cha.
Thank you. Mecha. Mecha.
Okay. Mecha. Really.
It's a new bit of vocabulary. Just means totemo, but it's more casual.
Mhm. And
That sounds
funny.
like Kansai Ben.
It pretty much is actually, but I think it's caught on in Tokyo as well. Yeah. Mecha.
But it is Kansai, I think.
It is, yeah. But it's caught on nationally in Japan. Sorry, Constantina, off you go. Mecha.
Funny or okashi?
Omoshiroi is probably better.
Omoshiroi. Okay. Enjoy. Omoshiroi. Yeah,
Only
enjoyable.
because okashi can also mean strange, but if you want to say
Okay.
clearly it's just funny, then omoshiroi is better.
Okay.
Omoshiroi.
Mecha omoshiroi joko.
So you
I
can
don't know
say joku, which is actually completely
He's
accepted in
laughing.
Japanese. But to keep Andre happy, we should say Jordan. Jordan.
Jordan.
It's like
Okay.
it's pronounced the same way as this Jordan, but it's not spelled the same way. Jordan.
Okay. So I'm gonna use the yute verb instead of haneste.
Sure, that's better.
Okay. Yute agemashita.
So there needs to be a particle here, though, doesn't there?
No.
Well, it's actually a verb and an object. So
Oh,
yes.
it's either no or oh with me.
So
Okay.
tell, you can say yutta or hanashita, but to tell is sutaeru. Sutaeru.
I didn't know this verb.
Yeah, we have done it before.
For sure, I'm sure, but you lose a lot of things during the lessons. I go back and I still revise everything because I post everything during my notes.
Sure.
Okay, so tsutaeru, tsutaeta,
Tsutaete.
tsutaete,
Good. Yep.
tsutaete, agemashita.
So at the moment, I don't know who's doing what. There's no mention.
Watashi ni. I
Right.
thought we did it.
And who did it?
Constantina ga.
Kim's shaking his head.
No,
And
no,
rightfully so.
he doesn't like it.
You can't say agemashita to yourself. You can't direct agemashita to yourself. It's either kuremashita. You
Kuremashita.
yeah.
Mm,
But
kuremashita.
but at the moment, you, as I said in this sentence, this is putting you as the subject. So I don't actually want to say watashi ni.
Kara?
Oh.
No.
So let's start off with, if you are the subject, then it should be watashi.
If I am the subject.
Yeah.
But
Kim's helping here.
it's not very clear, but thank you. So if I'm the subject, it's watashi ni.
No. That makes you the direction, the objective. But you are the subject.
Watashi wa.
Yeah, watashi wa or watashi ga.
Okay.
Either is fine. Oops.
Okay.
And then Constantina.
Ni. No, ni. I'm a little bit confused now. I thought I had it clear in my head.
You told it. You said it before.
Kara?
Kara. So that's.
Okay.
And then the verb.
Kuremashita.
No, that's what Constantina's doing. What are
We
you
change
doing?
it.
Yeah. You are receiving. not passing down. So
Aigemashita.
no, that's passing up.
I can't.
Let's say
Moraimashita.
Constantina is the queen, and then she can use this form.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh
God
my
Queen
God.
Constantina. Are you like Calanthe? What's her name from Game of Thrones?
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi. Yeah. Khaleesi. Yeah.
I need to dye my hair blonde again then.
You're the right height though.
What?
You're the right height, aren't you?
I'm guessing so. All the strong women are short.
Yeah, that actor is also like 1 meter tall as well.
Exactly. And she's so talented. Like, oh my God. So to go back, because my cara moraimashita. Because I received.
Exactly.
Because I receive it. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What I would recommend, that screen that Kim was showing, guys. If you have problems with this, print it off and stick it somewhere which is visible to you in front of your face, or in your bathrooms when you're brushing your teeth. You can read it for a few weeks. Just put it somewhere visible. Don't hide it away in a book of notes because you'll never read it again. Stick it up somewhere. Put it on your fridge. Put it somewhere. Yeah. I've got a printer. Make it your screen, your cell phone wallpaper. There you go. See? He's made it into a cell phone wallpaper.
Tattoo on the hand.
Or a tattoo on your hand. Yeah. It's how I passed my GCSEs at school. Okay, good. Right.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Patrick.
I read the English version of this sentence. It popped up passive form in my head.
Yeah, I mean, you can, this sentence here, this is only us forcing us to use the te kurimashita, te moraimashita, te agimashita. But to be honest, you would, if you wanted to, if it's just a joke, it's not exactly, she's not exactly giving you this wonderful gift of a joke, then you could absolutely use sutae raremashita, and then it would be Constantina ni, and then it will be Jordan o. And then Constantini. And to be clear, you're saying watashi ga. Yeah, this you could say it like this exactly. Yeah, this is all. These two sentences are almost equivalents, really. One is just using the te moraimashita, and one of them is using the passive form. So if you ever get lost, if you ever forget how to do passive form, if you learn these te kurimashita, te moraimashita, then you can use these instead. Unless it's somebody who's stealing your car, in which case te moraimashita might be a bit weird. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have to, once you use the te whatever, it cancels out the, like you're not doing passive on that statement.
Correct. Yeah, exactly.
Because they're doing the action.
Although you, yeah. There's no point trying to mix the passive form and this. Hang on a second, because we sometimes use the passive form that way, don't we? Can I recommend watching Yuki's video? I mean, you can use the passive form and say moraimashita to make it clear the person is letting you do something. But if they're just doing something for you rather than letting you do something, then you can either use the passive form, or if you can't remember it, then you can use the te moraimashita. But don't, as you said, don't mix them up. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool.
Andy,
yeah.
Could you just do, so we had the first sentence, Kim taught me how to plank. Could you do one more? Then
yeah, sure.
The sentence,
with
I was taught to plank by Kim.
I was taught, yeah,
another version that was in my head.
Yeah. So let's see, let's go on to Andre. Do you want to solve that? So I was taught to plank by Kim.
Do you want me to use the passive form?
Tom, did you want this to be just using the te ageru te morao, but just the other way
Yes,
around?
I wanted to see the form with ageru.
So, so you can't use ageru.
No,
You can use morao.
it's a third person.
Yeah. How about the morao form, Andre?
Okay. Kim さんから
Yep.
ブランクの仕方を教えてもらいました。
Perfect. Yes, exactly this. Kim-san からブランクを仕方を教えてもらいました。Exactly like this.
So if I said I taught Kim, then that would be agemasu.
Correct. Yes, exactly. And that would have to be Kim-san ni. Yeah. Is that okay, everybody?
Thank you, Patrick.
Let's do one more. And
Can we try one with utetorimasu?
yeah, we haven't actually done agemas yet. So that's why I wanted to do another one. But we'll do one more of each then. So we'll do one with uketorimasu and one with agemas. So let me go on to Patrick. You can go next, actually. Let's see. To Patrick. Right. Okay. Let's do it one to you then. I gave Patrick an interview. Okay, let's get this right though, because in English, would that mean I interviewed you or you interviewed me? No, let's do it another way. You were saying that you would be interviewing me. Let's do it another way around. I gave Patrick. No, not I gave. I
also have an example I was hoping we could help solve.
Go ahead. Sorry, one more time.
I have let's say you're at a seminar and you're using someone's choji oil. I would ask, who lent me this choji oil?
Who lent me this choji oil? Okay. So did you want to solve this or do you want me to solve it?
Well, I could try and then you can tell me when I make a mistake.
Sure. I've got to try and work it out for myself first. Okay, got it. Right, go ahead.
Dare.
Good.
Kara. Watashi ni.
Okay, Patrick, let me just stop you a second. Go make the answer for all these interrogatives to make, because this was one of the subjects for today. For all interrogatives, pretty much all of them. If you're not sure exactly how to construct the sentence, then construct the answer first. Just imagine an answer. Make the answer first, and then it's much easier to make the sentence. So say it was Andy who lent you the choji. So what would you say?
Andy-san ga watashi ni choji oil.
These abara or something.
Abara.
Maybe choji you, maybe. I can't remember.
Choji you o lent. Was this kasu?
So kariru is borrow and kasu is lend. Yeah.
Kashite kuremashita.
Kuremashita, yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay, now it should be quite easy to replace the vital bit of information, which is this, and just pop it into this.
Oh, so I just replaced Andy-san with dare.
Yeah, but dare, what's the particle?
Dare ga?
Yeah, just copy this. Absolutely, just copy this. Just remove the vital information with the question. Dare ga watashi ni choji yu o kashite kuremashita, and then make it into a sentence.
Ka.
Ka. There you go. You've just turned the answer into the sentence. Dare ga watashi ni choji yu o kashite kuremashita ga. This is exactly the question. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any questions, guys? Cool. Let's do one more, or two more. Sophie. I helped Sophie with her Japanese homework yesterday, no, last month, because it was difficult. Sophie, are you constructing at the moment, or are you reading me the answer because you're inaudible currently? Sophie, Sophie, speak to me. You're muted, by the way. You've been muted for the last minute. You've been talking. I hope you didn't give me the right answer.
Okay, here I am.
There we are. Okay, so just to make it, I'm just going to change something, Sophie, because otherwise it becomes extremely difficult talking to yourself about helping Sophie. So you can say you helped Piotr with his Japanese homework. Hey, dozo.
Okay, I helped Piotr. So Piotr no. Okay, Nihongo no Sukudai.
Good.
It was last month. We have that also. Last month.
Yeah, that can go anywhere. Don't worry.
We could put it in the front, Sengetsu.
At the beginning, did you say?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep,
in the
okay.
beginning.
Good.
Sengetsu.
Sengetsu, good.
Piotr no Nihongo Sukudai wa. So we have Musukashi. Musukashi. I got stuck here. So I helped Piotr with his Japanese homework last month because it was difficult. Sukudai wa.
Sophie, can you just lean in a little bit because you're still very quiet?
Okay, okay. Sukudai wa Muzukashi.
Muzukashi.
And that's it. I'm stuck. I don't know what else.
Okay, so actually this is pretty good so far. You now because, how do you say because?
Kara.
Kana?
Demo.
Demo is although. You can't really use demo here. Yeah.
Muzukashi
kana. And then you could say, this is actually perfectly fine. You could now say, I helped him. Just this phrase, I helped him. And then this would be the answer to this sentence.
Watashi, I helped him. Watashi, oh?
No, that's not.
No.
Come on, this is advanced class. We don't even need watashi here. So, you can just say.
I helped him.
Yeah.
I don't remember the verb help.
Okay, so there's two that you can use. One is to say, if you say you saved him, kind of like to mean to help him, then this is tasukeru. And if you want to say just assisted him, then you would say tetsudao.
So Tetsudao Masta.
So you can say, so this is a group one verb. So how would you need to turn this into either a mass form or into the te form, so that you can then say you gave him that help.
So
Mhm.
it's tetsudaimashita.
Good. Tetsudaimashita. So you can put this in. Tetsudaimashita. Tetsudaimashita. This is fine, but I want us. So this is absolutely doing the work for you, but I want this to be in the form of te, of a verb, and then some kind of stem, ageru, morau, kureru, oops, or uketoru, uketoriru, uketoru, uketoru. So tetsu dao would become tetsu.
Tetsudaite.
No, nearly. Tetsu. Okay, a warning, guys, as you're the advanced class, from next year, if anybody forgets how to do te form conjugation, they have to sing a song at the beginning of each Japanese lesson. Okay, to everybody, and it's going to be recorded and put on YouTube. Sophie, this could be you stepping onto a landmine now. Do you know any good songs?
Japanese songs?
Let's say yes then. Yeah, okay, Japanese songs. Yeah. So, Sophie, how would you say "ow" in Japanese in the mass form?
Aimasu.
Aimasu. Okay. And then how do you put this into the te form?
Ate.
Atte. Atte. So this also finishes with, let's find it,
Tetsudate.
tetsudate. Yes.
Tetsudate.
Tetsudate. And then I want one of these.
Tetsudate.
Don't guess. Think about it for a second and then make a decision.
Uketorimasu.
No.
No. It was uketorimashita.
No.
No.
It's the wrong choice.
So I am helping Piotr. Agemashita.
Agemashita. Good. Yes, exactly. Good. Okay. Sengetsu, Piotr no Nihongo no shukudai wa muzukashii kara tetsudate agemashita. This sentence is doing all the work for you. You don't need to say anything else more than this. Kim?
Is the order of the Muzukashi kara, is that a good place to put it?
In fact, all of this, so Sengetsu is kind of like an announcement of time. So we leave that where it is.
Yes.
But the rest of this is basically a little subclause, so giving a reason for doing something. Piotr no Nihongo no shukudai wa muzukashii kara, because the homework of Japanese of Piotr, because of the homework of Piotr's Japanese was difficult, and then you have the rest of the sentence, which was just tetsudate agemashita. It's really, it's a pretty elegant way of doing it, really.
I had the idea to put Muzukashi kara in the beginning.
Before, and then put Sengetsu afterwards.
Maybe.
You can do this.
I had the same as Kim. I was reading the English as it is difficult. I helped Piotr with his Japanese homework last month.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. This can go here. If you put it up the front, it's kind of making it a topic. So it's saying that everything happened last month, that it was difficult last month and you helped him last month. If you put it here, it's saying that it might be difficult all the time. It's not clear from the sentence, but last month you helped him. Yeah.
Shouldn't you put it muzukashikatta?
Sorry, yeah, muzukashikatta. Well, again, this is a question. Is it only in the past or is it still difficult? Yeah, if it's a general thing that the Piotr's Japanese homework is always difficult, then you can leave it as muzukashi. Yeah. Isn't it, Piotr?
But that subclause, you keep it as one part.
Yes. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, these are all joined together in a way that you can't really split them up because we've got possessive, and then the topical subject article. So you can't really break these up at all because they're going to become connected to the wrong thing.
But if you want to break it up, couldn't you say 難しかったからピョートルの日本語の宿題だだらだだらだだら
Okay, so this is true. You can say this. I would avoid it because it's actually more complicated. But if we did do that, let's have a quick go. So, 難しかったから. Talk me through it, Yosef, then we'll get one to get to the difficult bit.
難しかったからピョートルの日本語の宿題
Now, what's the particle for this?
I would probably put there.
No. That's why I avoided it, because it's not instinctive for any of you, I expect, to think, what particle do you give? Because you're giving assistance to the homework, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Could I... Ni?
Ni. Or, no tameni.
のために、はい。
Use this as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult.
It is. This is why when Sophie started down this first route, I thought, great, let's do it this way because it's so much less complex and it carries all the vocabulary and grammar that you guys have already done. Yeah.
Yes.
Pyongyang?
Could you also split it in the form of 日本語の宿題は難しからピョトルに手伝ってあげました。
You can do this as well. Yeah, exactly. You can say, I helped Piotr. And then because his homework was difficult. Yeah, you can say this. What kind of information has been lost from that sentence, though?
That it was specifically my homework that was difficult.
Yeah, you might be indicating that you helped him by washing his clothes for him because he didn't have time to do it. It's not really, you've lost that bit of information here in a way. Yeah. I mean, of course, the inference is that you helped him with his homework, of course, but it's just the sentence can lose a little bit of information, which if you're not worried about it, if it's obvious from the sentence, then no problem. But just be aware that there are this original way, if you don't know, 難しいから手伝ってあげました. This gave assistance, this one that Sophie said, this gave assistance to all of this, to this cause, to Piotr in the problem with his difficult homework. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Because you're just saying that you helped because the homework was difficult, but not necessarily that you helped with the homework either, do you?
Well, I'm actually saying that I gave assistance to this problem. You're right. I'm not saying specifically I helped him with his homework. It's saying I helped Piotr with the difficulty of his homework. So I'd hope that would be general enough, or rather specific enough to say, look, I'm helping in this direction.
Yep, because there is no subclause ni to indicate what you're helping with in this case.
Correct. Yeah. So the only way to do it would be 難しかったからピョートルの日本語の宿題に手伝ってもらいました。手伝ってあげました。Then that's clearly saying I helped his homework. Yeah. Okay.
And what if you just said tetsudaimashita? What is that actually saying if we don't have the agemashita?
It's still saying that I helped him. So all of these te moraimasu, te agimasu, they are saying exactly the same thing as without the agimasu and kurimasu. It's giving a nuance of giving something. So, for example, we had one. What was one of the earlier ones? Kim taught me how to plank. I could have said, let me just grab it up onto the board a second so that you can read it at the same time. I just deleted something. I don't have to type it again. Kim taught me how to plank. I could have just said, Kim-san ga watashi ni plank no shikata o oshiemashita. This is exactly the same as the previous sentence, which was just copy and paste it to save a bit of time. This means grammatically this is exactly the same thing. It's just that one is saying, this is what this basically does, is it expresses gratitude. I'm not just saying Kim taught me, but I didn't want to know actually. It's saying kurimashita, so it's putting yourself lower than the person who's doing it for you. So it's expressing some kind of gratitude. The same thing with agemashita as well. You're expressing some kind of respect for the person that you're doing it to. Yeah.
So in common parlance, would you always add this because you're trying to be respectful?
Depends where you are on the social ladder. Yeah, I mean, if you're the sensei, manager, god king of the people that you're with, then you don't need to say any of this stuff. You can just say oshieta. Yeah, but if you're trying to express gratitude, then you should use it. Yeah. I mean, let me try and give a good example. If I'm, so there's me. We've done this circles thing, haven't we, guys? Maybe not all of you were there though, were you? Maybe we'll have to do it next year. Next year, we're going to have to look at the Japanese concept of uchi-soto, which actually is not any different to the idea in the West of social circles. And people who are close to you are considered to be your uchi, means inside, and people who are external to you are considered to be soto, outside. And you're supposed to elevate people on the outside and denigrate people. Denigrate, is that the right word? Yeah. Denigrate people who are in your inner circle. So if I was to say to Patrick, we did this one before talking about Oshita Sensei and Ishida Sensei actually, but say for example I was talking to okay, here's a good one. So Jock and me are almost certainly in a tighter social, actually that's probably the wrong, that's not actually the right thing to say, but you can probably imagine that Jock and me are in a tighter social circle than Ishida Sensei is to us. Okay, so if I was explaining to Ishida Sensei that Jock taught me how to do a form, I would say, Jock Sensei ga watashi ni I don't know, roppogiri o oshiemashita. I'll probably just say this, because I don't want to create the impression of there being this kind of seniority between me and Jock, for example, him being senior to me, and give that as a perspective to Ishida Sensei, because as far as he should be concerned, we're both so far away from him that there is no structural difference between the two of us. So I can just leave it as oshiemashita. But of course, if I was saying to Jock that Ishida Sensei taught me a form, I'd say Ishida Sensei ga. Well, Ishida Sensei is bigger than both of us, so I have to say Ishida watashi ni roppogiri o oshie shinsetsu ni oshiete itarakimashita. Then I would say this. ちょっと難しいですね。でも、it's a little bit tricky, but you get used to it after a while. You start to see how the difference between you and a person that you have interacted with, how that relationship looks like from another person's perspective. Yeah. Is that okay, everybody? Constantine, you look exhausted. That's all.
Is that a trick question?
What was the question? Is everybody okay?
Yeah, is this clear? Yeah.
Oh, is this clear? Yeah, I mean, you can see that it's not actually that simple, but the most important thing is to realize that these two sentences here are grammatically the same. You're using the same kind of directionness. So I said, Kim, to me, taught how to do the plank. Kim, to me, he gave me the teaching of the plank. He taught me how to be waterboarded.
Or you just use passive form and you just.
Oh, of course, yeah, exactly, yeah. So I would say Kim-san ni. Watashi ga, I'm not going to actually use watashi, but plank no oshi no shikata o oshieraremashita.
Andy,
You can do this too. Yeah, Tom.
can you take the slide again with the 4 possibilities?
Instructions. Yeah, sure.
I thought itatakimashita was with kara.
Sorry, yes, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is. You're right. Hang on a second. Sorry, yes, it should have been kara. Yeah, Ishido Sensei kara ropogiri o oshiete itadakimashita. Yeah.
Okay, I was not sure, but I thought it was kudasaimashita then. But kara can also.
So yeah, so for kudasaimashita, so what I should have said on that previous one, excuse me. That should have been kudasaimashita here, yeah. Or kurimashita.
Because if you choose idakimashita or kudasaimashita, it's the same politeness, huh?
Yes, correct. Yes, exactly, yeah. Okay. You want to do an uke torimashita one, guys? See if we can shoehorn this usage in there. Okay, who are we up to? Piotr. Let's see. Margarita was taught how to make pasta by me.
Pasta ryori no shikata? Maybe something like that?
Pasta ryori no shikata, that sounds good. Yep.
Shikata o?
Yes.
Margarita ga? And then in brackets, watashi kara?
Good.
And then oshiete uketorimashita.
Exactly, yes, good. Well done. Oshiete uketorimashita. Yeah, exactly. It sounds awkward, doesn't it? Even in English. It's like you're kind of positioning yourself as some kind of majorly amazing person. She was taught by me. So it's also not really said much in Japanese either, even though it's got uketorimashita, which suggests putting yourself down slightly. It's kind of a bit awkward, really. Yeah?
So could this be used in the case of two different people with a different standing in that sense? Or would you then still use the other way around? And
yeah, I mean, you can, for two separate people, you can use all of those clauses.
Then this would not be natural to use.
Yeah, it's just kind of clunky, isn't it? Really? Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've never, apart from when Choji-san went through this with me, I'd never heard. I think I'd heard uketorimashita once, and I didn't even understand the context of the sentence. I've never heard it before that, apart from that one time. Okay, any questions, guys? Let us do some interrogation, shall we? Let me just have a look and see if we've got some slides we can look at quickly. Yawny. My God, did we actually ever do any interrogative slides?
There should be one with all the interrogative words.
Really? Oh, there we go. Questioning a Japanese interrogative. Okay. Do all of you got a record of all these interrogatives? Easier to grab the screen than it is to write them all down if you want to, or just look at the slides. Right, let's give you some questions, shall we? Margherita e premi. So Margherita, how would you say, who taught you how to do Roppogiri?
Dare
Good.
Roppogiri no come si dice? Roppogiri no Shikata.
Good. Yes, good.
Ga? Wa?
It's an object that's going to be taught, so it has to be. Oh, good. Yes, exactly.
Dare ga? Osciete. No.
Good, yeah. Sì. Osciete.
Osciete.
But what's the giving receiving clause here?
Uketorimashita.
Could you do that? Uketorimashita. No. You can't. Not with darega.
Darega.
So you have to use a different configuration.
Kurimashita.
Kurimashita. Okay. Now here's a little problem. This is fine actually. If you were to know, if you were close to that person, if you are close with this person you're talking to, then it's fine to use kurimashita in this case because you're assuming that it was a sensei who taught them, so you can say kurimashita. But if you didn't know them very well, you can't really use kureta because this puts them at an inferior position to somebody.
Kureta.
You can't use kureta or kurimashita really. You have to use a different configuration. So if we look at, let's just stop this for a second and go back to, sorry, the slides here. Let's not do that. Just a second. So have a look here. So you can either use this format. This avoids putting the person you're talking to into an inferior position. You could possibly use this, and let's not bother using this at all because it's virtually never used. So you can use either of these two, but you have to make sure the context is correct and the particles are correct. So I think this one would work quite well. Okay.
But can we change, because if it's formal, we need to change even the question word, like donata or docira, because dare is more informal if we go to this road.
So yeah, yeah, exactly. So this does actually, dare works fine for this if you're close to them. If you want to make it more formal, then you would start with, as you said, donata or docira. Yeah.
Also, isn't when we're doing that before, darega means that person is the subject?
Correct. In this one, yeah.
The one giving is the subject.
Correct. Yeah. So if you want to use the moraimashita, then you have to change the particles. But let's stick with dare for now. Darega. Sorry, dare something. Okay, Margarita. These are the bits you have to fill.
Dare kara.
Good. Exactly. Dare kara.
六切りの仕方を教えてもらいました。
Yes, good. And as it's a question.
Ka.
Good. Excellent. Yes, well done. Good. 誰から六本切りの仕方を教えてもらいましたか? And Margarita, let's now drop the te kurimasu, te agimasu. Let's forget that and use the passive form instead. So the sentence is almost the same, except we're not going to have this. Let me just write it out again. Just a second. So we're not going to have moraimashita anymore. This is going to be something else, and this is probably going to be something else as well.
Dare ga? No.
No, it's anata ga. So the other person, the person you're talking to, is the subject at the moment. So there's an unspoken anata ga.
Anata ga? Dare ga?
You can't use, no, you can't use dare ga. Remember
Sorry.
It's the passive, so the person that is the agency is marked with.
Aspetta.
Okay, I can wait. Constantina's telling you the answer, by the way. Constantine, do the little drawing again. Me. Actually, can you watch Constantina, Margarita? Can you see Constantina? Hang on a second, Constantina. I think she's swiping.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, one more time, Constantina. Kawaii! Did you get it, Margarita?
No.
One more time, Constantina. Chotomate, chotomate. Oh, I can read that. Neat.
Ni.
Neat, yes. Neat. And then oshiye. How's this in the passive?
Oscillare. Com'era? Oscillaremashita.
Good. Yes. Oscillaremashita. Good. Exactly like this. Yeah. 誰に六本木の仕方を教えられましたか? Perfect. Cool.
Sorry.
Woo, not at all. No, it was intentionally difficult. Okay. Tom.
Yes.
Where did you buy that jumper?
So, どこ?
Good.
Jumper. Oh.
Where's the particle?
I'm just filling out the words before I make the sentence.
Okay, so jumper is sweater.
Sweater.
Japanese.
And buy is cow.
Oh, good.
Did you buy that? It is a kono sweater because it's that jumper. No, this jumper, that jumper, sono sweater.
Good. Sono sweater. Okay.
Sono sweater. Where did you buy the jumper? So I'm buying sono sweater. I'm doing. Oh.
Good.
Where did you buy that? I would say doko ni.
That's a direction.
It's an action, so doko. Yeah. So doko.
Yeah, it's an action.
Because we're doing something at the place. Sono sweater or doko de.
Yep.
Where did you buy? Kaimashita ka?
Perfect. Good. Yes. Sono sweater o doko de kaimashita ka? Perfect. Easy peasy. Good. Well done, Tom. I don't mean it was easy. I mean you did it easily. Well done. Wayne. When are you going to Japan to take your 6th day? Hi, Wayne Sandozo.
Sorry, can I do the next question because I got some sort of family emergency right now?
Yeah, did somebody just shoot somebody?
Yeah, my son is trying to knock the door down, so I need to go have a look.
See you soon. Unplug your earphones before you go. Okay, Constantina, would you like to have a go on this?
Yeah, let's do it. I think I have a stage fright because when I'm doing alone, it's so okay, everything in my head. But when it's you can do it.
It's not that. It's just every time there's a difficult one, I give it to you.
Va bene, va bene. Okay, when are you going to Japan to take your 6th dan? When? Itsu. Okay. Itsuga?
Just Itsu, actually, for when. Yeah.
Nihon de. Rokudan o. Ikimasho ka? No, ikimasu ka? No, let's go to take the 6th. Keep it away. Are you going? Ikiteimasu ka?
As is the future, then we should just keep it as ikimasu ka.
Okay, ikimasu ka.
So that's going to go there. That's going to go somewhere at the end. But so if you want to go and try for your grading, guys, there are a few verbs you can use to mean try an exam. So one of them is try, which is written in katakana. And the other one, the one I normally use is ukeru, which means to apply.
To receive. It's not the same as received.
Well, you sort of, yeah, it does, yeah, kind of. ukeru. Yeah, means, yeah, it does normally mean receive, but it's kind of like, you know, how to say it, ukeru. You're applying yourself or something, I don't know. Yeah.
Ukete ikimasu ka?
Not ukete, but to go and apply.
Ah, I know that. I know that. I have written it somewhere in this mass thing. Where is it?
Rather than searching through your notes, you can ask one of your team members. So you can. You've got one chance to phone a friend. Who's it going to be? Who do you trust?
Piotr-san!
Okay, you have 30 seconds to ask him. Hello, Piotr. I've got this question. How do I combine verb and going to do something? I'm sorry, I've got no idea. In fact, I don't even know who you are.
Then take the other stem and then glue mas to it and make it one word.
Mash them together.
Is it uke ni ikimasu ka?
Very good. Yeah! So I just want to ask, did anything that Piotr say help you in that particular circumstance?
It's his voice. I think it's clicked my Japanese.
So could you use uke ikimasu?
Uke ikimasu? Not really, no. It's because that joins the two verbs together, like you're actually going to do them exactly the same time.
Okay, yeah.
But that's, yeah, uke ni ikimasu means going to do something. Going, like tabe ni ikimasu, going to eat. I'm going to go somewhere and eat, or I'm going for the purpose of eating. Yeah.
Oh, well, you're going for the purpose of doing your exam, right?
Yes. So uke ni ikimasu is correct.
Could you also do the tameni in this case?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But then you need to change the sentence slightly. Itsu Nihon de Rokudan no uku tame ni ikimasu ka? Oh, no, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. No, maybe it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Andre, how about why is the sky blue today?
なぜ今日の空が青いですか?
Very good, yeah. Excellent, good. なぜ今日の空が青いですか? Excellent, well done. Patrick? Why didn't you go to the dentist last week?
なぜ先週歯医者さんに行きませんでしたか?
Good, exactly. 行きませんでしたか? Excellent. I don't know why I'm putting a question mark at the end of it. Excellent, well done. Joseph. What interrogatives do we have? Give me a second. We've run out. How? Oh, yeah. Let's do that. How do you fire an arrow in your style of Kudo? Joseph.
はい。あなたの気取り派でどうやって
You had de, do ya te.
Ya ga ya o.
Good. Ya o.
O. 弾いていましたか？弾いていますか？
離れませんか？
離れ、そう。But that's release. Yeah, okay, fire. Okay.
Yeah.
離れますか？
Yeah, exactly. 離れますか? Cool, good. 離れますか? Is this the right verb for this?
離れ is release.
Yeah, isn't that an intransitive verb?
I don't know. 離れ、
It's not 話しますか, is it?
I don't know. It's
I think 是要放つ。
放つ?
放つ.
That's the dictionary form.
What, is that 話す or 放つ?
放つ.
With a TSU?
Yes.
Really?
That's a dictionary. That's the word I remember. I might be wrong.
Let's have a quick look, shall we?
It's in Adic, it's hanatsu to fire a gun, arrow, or questions.
Hanasu?
Hanatsu.
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 Right.
And it's frequent, so.
じゃあ、hanatsu.
Oh, okay. Right, so that's the same kanji as hanareru, isn't it? And hanasu.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah.
Hanatsu. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And that, so it's must be hanachimasu, right?
Hanachimasu. Right. Hanachimasu.
Ah, I learned something.
Or maybe 離れをしていますか?
Hang on. Maybe this is the difference than haneru.
Because how do you make the firing?
Yeah.
It's to use like Kyudo terms.
So all of these characters, hanasu, hanatsu, and hanaru. What is hanareru in a second? Hanareru. Yeah. And hanareru. Hang on a second.
Same kanji.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. Hanaru, hanareru, hanasu, and hanatsu. As I just said, they're all the same kanji. But hanareru is to be separated. So it's an intransitive verb. Yeah, it is definitely an intransitive verb. Let's see what hanaru is. I think hanaru is also intransitive. Yeah.
Yeah,
also
I think
intransitive.
I would cheat and just say hanare.
Hanare shimasu ka?
Yes.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good way of getting over that. Cool, good. Okay, what else have we got to do today? Use of any problems with interrogatives, guys? How to ask questions?
Sorry. If it's like that, then it probably would be ya no hanare.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Good. Exactly. Yeah. Cool. Any other questions about interrogative? Which is in itself a kind of question. Neat. Okay, let's go on to use of koto. Right. Who asked this question? Was it Tom? Yeah. Right. So this is a bit of a preview for next year, guys. But I have to go away and just read a certain section up. So there are ways in which to turn a verb into a noun. Now, why should we do that? For example, I like shooting horses. No, it's a really horrible thing to say. I like shooting buffalo, which seems to be maybe more
Why is
socially
this
acceptable.
better?
I have no idea. Don't know. Just seems to be something we used to do a lot more of.
Oh, okay.
I like shooting buffalo. In fact, let's avoid shooting because we're not sure as to how to make that verb. Let's say I like looking at birds. So tori or miru this means to look at birds. But this is currently in the form of a verb. I need to turn this into a noun in order to say I like to look at birds. So let me just quickly write this out so I just remind myself how to do it. Tori o miru no ga suki desu. So what this no does, it actually makes the verb into a noun in this form. Now there is another way of doing this. I'm going to have to go away and study it before I make a lesson on it. But there's a way of tori o miru koto ga. For example, this is also koto is also turning miru into a noun in order to ask, are you able to look at birds? Do you have the ability to do the looking of birds? So we've got basically a verb in its infinitive plus koto or plus no. And typically these will both follow with ga. Now the way in which the rule about which one to use, I can't remember. If you want to say, for example, I need to first come up with some examples really. That's the one for saying, I'm pretty sure that's how you say, do you like doing that particular verb? I'm trying to think of another example of when you use koto, apart from koto ga dekimasu. You of course have you can use koto ga arimasu to mean do you have the experience of doing that?
Apparently, there's also koto ga narimasu, to be planned.
Oh, really? Right, to be planned.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, to be scheduled too.
Koto ga narimasu. Oh, right. Okay. See, this is most definitely in the continent of my ignorance, I'm afraid.
Again, koto ni naru. Sorry.
Koto ni narimasu. Ah, okay. So, for example, you might want to rainen yasumu koto ni narimasu. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go away and read up about this first time. I was taught this back in 1996, so it's been a few years since I really studied this side of the grammar. But there is a rule about. This
could make sense if you think about what narimasu means, that it becomes a thing, so it's basically the planet.
Yeah, for sure. But I think there's other ways of using this koto ga and no ga. But apart from this one, apart from the ones that this one and this one that we've done before, I can't really think of the other examples. There are a few grammatical sentences that work this way, that work with these terms, but I don't really remember them.
I think we have it a few times during the sessions. That's why I asked. Sometimes we have this. I even think we use it at one of the Kenji Reku sessions.
I think we did. Something. Yeah. And I, if I've used it before, I probably just used it so kind of natural. I don't actually remember what the rule is. I just copied a sentence that was in my head and put it into the story. So I can't really help more than that at the moment. But what I'll do though, Tom, is give me a second. I'm going to just make a note of this because I've got a schedule for what we're going to do next year. Session planner. Here we go. verb, koto ga, and verb no ga usage. So I'll try and fill it in for next year fairly early. Key. Okay, we've got 10 minutes left. Should we, you got, guys, let's do a democratic vote. You can either do Rieko and Kenji or the Seitei manual translation back into English. Which one do you want to do? So hands up for Rieko Kenji. Okay. And hands up for sexy, erotic, Iaido Seitei manual.
We want to suffer.
Fucking hell, guys. You guys are absolutely bonkers.
Sadomaso.
Sorry, Constantine, say again?
Sadomasochist.
Yeah.
I was going for the story just because it was more easy on the ears, but no. You need to end strong the year.
Yeah. Constantine, I'm somehow amazed that you actually married somebody who's in the Iaido community. This is a kind of representative committee of Iaido people. Do you want to talk about a sexual story or how to translate Iaido? Iaido, please. Ah, dear. Kids of today, just, it's a surprise we're even procreating. Okay, let me just find a section. That'll do.
It's called population control, isn't it?
I did my part, hence the noise.
I'm finished. Oh, dear.
It's actually really nice to print them out in A4 format and then just make annotations on the Japanese.
You mean the kids or what?
Yeah.
Yes, Piotr 3D prints his kids. Okay. Oh, here's one. Oh, here we go. Oh, this. Oh, great. We've got a koto use here, actually, Tom. Glad to know. Right. So I think some of you will probably be able to read the Chinese. So I'm going to read it first without you seeing it, so that you still there, guys? There you are. Sorry. So that everybody gets a good chance. Right, here we go. Just a second. I'll read it fairly quickly first, and then I shall read it not so quickly. Minasan, oh, sorry, this is Kesagiri, by the way, Kesagiri. Minasan, gozonji to omoemasu ga, Kesagiri de kitte iku tokoro wa wakibara kara kiriagete wakibara ni modoru toyu katachi ni narimasu.
What was that, Rieko and?
まだホテルに行けないの皆さんご存知と思いますか毛先切りで切っていくところは脇腹から切り上げて脇腹に戻るという形になります。
And where's the sexy part?
Andre.
At the
cutting, I guess.
This is my sexy part. Wakibara. 皆さん、ご存知と思いますか毛先切りで切っていくところは脇腹から切り上げて脇腹に戻るという形になります。All right. Let's get this baby up here. Give me a second, guys. If I just move some things around and then I can read and write and see all your beautiful faces at the same time. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there. Okay. Minasan. That sounds like Kim's house. Is that Kim's house? Or was it
It's
no,
Roberto.
Margarita's. Okay.
It sounds like this.
Yeah. Minasan, gozonji. Gozonji to omoimasu ga? Kesagiri de kitte iku tokoro wa wakibara kara kiriage. It sounds similar, doesn't you? Must Tom? Sorry, Kim. You must know some of these words now after our morning practice. Kiriagete wakibara ni modoru toyu katachi ni narimasu. Desu. Okay, so I think as we said before, this isn't actually the easiest Japanese to translate because it's very, the structure is kind of quite floppy compared to what we've done before, compared to having a really rigid structure. But let's start with Tom. Minasan.
Everybody?
Everybody, good. Have you done this before? Gozonji?
I just looked it up in AED and it says knowing, acquainted. So I think
Exactly,
everybody thinks he knows the kata kesagiri.
Yeah. Yeah. So this means shite iru, like shiru, to know. This is a very formal way of saying that. Gozonji.
And then,
so everybody
thinks they know where a tokoro should be placed or reason. So I think everybody thinks they know where to cut in the kata kesagiri. Place to cut.
So this is, sorry, Tom, can you mute yourself a second? I'm just worried about getting brain cancer from the sound of your family. Kesagiri de kitte iku tokoro, so where you're cutting to. So I think you know the place where you are cutting to. Is, and then he's got wa. So this is actually marking this as a thing. Is, and then Wayne, wakibara kara kiriagete.
From?
Mm-hmm.
Should I stick with wakibara or should I
I think so,
wakibara?
yeah. Let's keep it because there isn't really a translation except for funny belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To cut.
Yeah, kiriagete. So this is specifically
cutting upwards.
Yes, good. Excellent. That's well done. And then Constantina, wakibara ni modoru.
Wakibara is the flank. This is the side of the.
It is, yeah. It's my sexy bit that I showed you earlier. Yeah.
How did I miss this? Wakibara.
It only happens once a year.
Modoru is to turn.
To return. To return.
To return. To return.
Yeah.
So. Kiriagete. To cutting upwards and return to the wakibara, ending to the wakibara.
Good, yes. And then he's put, so Tom, this koto bit, making verbs into koto, this is actually another way to do it. Toyu, toyu. This means what is said. What is said is the shape that we, I don't know, that we describe. Is the best way I can translate this. Toyu katachi. So katachi means shape. Ni narimasu. So ni narimasu just means, in this case, although we normally think of ni narimasu to be becomes, what this actually means is it is. It is. This is des. This is simply des ni narimasu. It's just in conversation you quite often say, in polite conversation you often say ni narimasu to say it has become or it will become. Okay. Let's do another bit. そこをしっかりやっていただきたいと思います。右足を出して切るのか、右足を。Oh, okay, this is good. Let's do this part. Oh, yeah, this is good actually. Right, I'll read it slowly because it's quite a long sentence, so it's going to be difficult to even keep track of what you said so far. 右足を出して切るのか、右足を出しながら切るのかと聞かれることがあるのですが、説明書にある通り、右足を踏み込むと同時に切り上げると理解していただければいいと思います。Did you get it, Piotr? All done? Right. Next one, should we do? Okay, let me do it again slowly. 右足を出して切るのか、右足を出しながら切るのかと聞かれることがあるのですが、説明書にある通り、右足を踏み込むと同時に切り上げると理解していただければいいと思います。If I see Andre even grimacing at this, it must be difficult. Or is it just long? This one sentence is like one paragraph, actually.
It sounds like it's explained by a Kyoto person who is not trying to get the points strictly.
Yeah.
Probably
actually,
welcome to Budo Scrolls.
In fact, I would say, in contrast, this is refreshingly direct for somebody to say, look, guys, just do this. Okay, let me do it one more time. 右足を出して切るのか、右足を出しながら切るのかと聞かれることがあるのですが、説明書にある通り、右足を踏み込むと同時に切り上げると理解していただければいいと思います。Actually, Andrea, yeah, I do agree with you. It doesn't answer the question at all. He just says, look, it's written in the book like this. Do it like this. Okay, let's make a sniffle snuff. ちょっと待って。See, Kim's gone away now that he knows we're not going to be talking about sex.
He dodged the bullet.
Okay, right, here we go. Migi, this first bit's in quotes. 右足を出して切るのか。右足を出しながら、切るのか。 と聞かれることがあるのですか？説明書にある通り、右足を踏み込むと同時に切り上げると理解していただければいいと思います。Okay, guys. This will be the last bit we do today. Don't try, please, unless you really want to, don't try to understand all the grammatical rules or bendings of rules or alternatives that are being used here. Try to understand what he's saying instead. Even if what he's saying isn't really easy to understand either. Try and get a grip as to what each part of the sentence means. So we've got two bits here which are in quotes. 右足を出して切るのか、右足を出しながら切るのか. What's he talking about here? Anybody?
Moment of drawing.
Yeah. So what's the sentence actually mean up to this point here? Up to this point here.
Should you cut during the step or once a step is made?
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So the first bit is saying, do you step the right foot first, then cut? So these two things do sound very similar, but what we have to be careful of, guys, if dashite kiru, this strictly speaking, grammatically, this means move the foot forwards first and then cut. So it's te kiru, so it's doing the dashite first and then kiru. So it's moving the foot forwards, then cut it, then cut. And then noka means or. Next bit. Somebody?
First question, Andy.
Sorry, Tom, one more time.
For me, the dashite from what verb is it?
Dasu. Dasu.
Dasu.
To put out. So this is the same character as deru. Dasu. Dashi. Trying to think if there's it's in Aisuri. No, I can't really think of don't think there's a kata which has got this word in it. Sorry, and the next subclause, guys, the next quotation.
So if you're cutting during the step.
Yes, mikiashi. Sorry, let's do it in English. Or cutting while you are doing the step. Yeah, exactly. So is it at the same time or is it one after the other? Noka. So if we have these two options, we should mark them both with noka in this case. And then to kikareru koto ga aru no desu ka? What's this?
Heard. Well,
heard. Yeah,
yes,
I hear. Actually, yeah. So really,
can
remember,
be
heard. Not exactly. No. So kiku means two things, doesn't it? Yeah. To hear, but it also means something completely different, almost.
To be effective.
That's a different kiku.
Question.
Oh.
To question. Yes, it's to ask. Yeah, exactly. It's to ask. Yeah. Kikareru means
being asked.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So what is this actually saying? This sentence?
That these if was being this being asked happens.
Yes, exactly. So I base them as I am being asked this.
Yeah, but.
Yeah. Yes. Setsumeisho. Does anybody know what this means, by the way? Setsumeisho. Setsume.
Setsume is explained, but show.
Good.
Talk.
Yes, exactly. Sure. So this isn't. So you're right. So normally book would be hon. This is short as in writing. So this is the same character as kaku, isn't it, Wayne? Yeah. So this is the Seisei manual, basically. Ni aru tori. Any guesses? Don't worry about the exact translation. What do you think this means?
Tori being a road or a way, would it be the way is explained in the explanation booklet?
Exactly, yeah. In the way is explained in the manual. We've got another quote here. Migi ashi o fumikomu to douji ni kiriageru. Migi ashi o fumikomu. This means what?
Step.
Yeah. With the right foot.
With the right foot.
Is it placing the right foot or is it stepping the right foot?
So I would say stepping in with the right foot.
Yeah.
Stepping in. So it's not just a kind of lifting the foot and placing it forward. It's, I guess it's kind of the difference between fumu and fumikomi. Fumu is just literally stepping. Fumikomi means to kind of step forwards with an intention of getting closer, which of course is what you do when you normally step. But
it doesn't mean like kendo fumikomi. It doesn't have to be like.
Yeah. No, exactly, yeah. Stepping in with the right foot. To doji ni. Actually, this is a really good time for me to.
In time.
One more time, Constantina.
At the same time,
Exactly. Yes.
simultaneously.
Yes. Exactly. At the same time. Doji ni means at the same time. Exactly. Cut up. So I'm still not sure what the answer is, even after translating it into English. But he says, to rikai shite itadakereba ii to omoimasu. Okay, so rikai. Do we know rikai?
Understanding.
Understanding. Good. Yes, exactly. This means the same as wakaru. And then this has been marked to. So it's marking the bit in quotes as a thing that you have to understand. To understand this. Rikai shite itadakereba. Itadakereba?
You must receive.
No. If I receive, not you, itadakereba. If you could understand this for me this way. To rikai shite itadakereba ii to omoimasu.
I think it's good.
6. 5 plus 5.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, sorry, it's just been jiggled around a little bit. What he's saying is it would be best if you understood it this way, stepping in with the right foot at the same time, cut up.
Very helpful.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be honest, it would have been easier just to say, this is kind of what I want you to do, really.
But not really.
Yeah, but not really. Yeah, it's more complex than that. Read the manual, guys.
You're gonna have more questions than answers.
Exactly. Yeah, this is kind of the way we're thinking about some of this.
So basically, every seminar is a kind way of saying RTFM.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, then you can make a next manual.
this has really got nothing, well, it's got less to do with the Japanese class and more to do with the Ido. When I was in Japan, when Ishido sensei had just had his accident, I went to Japan just after this. It was all planned and I went there. Of course, I didn't know he'd had his accident when I planned the flight. So while he was in hospital, his son was going to the seminars and he came back from the seminar and he tried to help me and the group that I went with. And he said, at the moment, the thing which is being really focused on at Zenkenren seminars is the difference between to doji ni, something nagara, and verb, te, verb. He said, this is the thing that now the Zenkenren are really focusing on, making sure that if it's written in one of these ways, that we interpret it that way as well. So as you said, Constantina, to dojini means at the same time as. Nagara means while doing. Now, I will come back to it in a second. And verb te verb means do X. Do X verb, then Y verb. So that's definitely in serial, doing one thing first, then doing another thing. Now, there is a subtle difference between these two, doing something at the same time and doing something while doing something else.
Yeah, because the one
What is that?
at the same time, while the one doesn't express which one is preceding the other or it's ahead.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that it?
Sorry?
Is that the difference?
Well, it's really difficult. It depends who you speak to. But the way I understand it is, to dojini means you're doing two things at the same time, A and B, and you should do A and B, start and finish at the same time. It's either this way or it's the other way around. You have to wait till next year to find out. So I need to probably need to speak to a Japanese person to clarify this. And then nagara, while doing. In fact, I probably need to speak to Ishido Sensei about it because it's probably something which is so nuanced that it really depends who you ask what the meaning is. Second. Means that A needs to fall into the same time period as B, but it doesn't need to start and finish at the same time. It's one of them is one of them and one of them is the other one, but I need to ask to be specific which one's which.
So then the bottom one, whichever that is, would be used for the chiburi of number 5 in the explanation?
It seems to be, doesn't it?
Or sorry, the grabbing of the saya during the chiburi?
Yeah, probably.
Well,
I mean,
the Nagara we had Furuichi Sensei, the Hikinuki Nagara, when after Morote Tsuki, turning around, we had the Hikinuki
right.
Nagara.
Yeah, so that would make sense because you, sorry, Sophie, go ahead.
He used to say that over and over and over, Hikinuki Nagara.
Yeah, but obviously the Hikinuki bit doesn't stretch out for the whole length of the turn of the steps. So that would make sense that it was this one, as you said. And the same thing with the Chiburi on number 5, Piotr. But I guess the problem is that I hear so many different versions of, for example, the timing of number 5, even though you know damn well that it takes a lot shorter time to grab your saya, to doing the cut, to moving the foot. These all take a different length of time. So yeah, it would suggest it's that lower one. But I need to probably speak to Ishido Sensei to really understand, is that what it is? In fact, I'll probably have to write to him to try and get that across. But these three, te something and dojini, etc. For your Iaido study, once it's clear which one's which, you should learn that from the Japanese written version, because it's that subtlety in the timing doesn't transmit into the English version. Just a second.
I think what Piotr was saying